Hi everyone, welcome back to the Good to Know channel. Today we're talking about something that might be missing from your life, iodine. You know, that stuff in your salt shaker? But it's essential for keeping you energized and healthy, or could it be dangerous if you get it wrong? Stick around because I'll be breaking it down in a way that's easy to follow, like we're just grabbing a coffee and talking health. We'll cover what iodine is, how many folks are deficient, and spoiler alert, it's a ton, food sources, supplements, who needs it most, why it's vanishing from our food supply, and why supplementing might just be a huge game changer. First off, what even is iodine? It's this essential mineral your body can't make on its own. Think of it as a key player in making thyroid hormones that keeps your metabolism humming, your energy up, and basically everything running smoothly. Without it, your body struggles with growth, brain function, and even fighting off toxins. It's found naturally in ocean seafood, but we'll get to that later. Now, get this, about 2 billion people worldwide are iodine deficient. That's like 1 in 3 folks, hitting a global range of 30 to 35%. In the US alone, levels have dropped over 50% in the last few decades. Canada's doing better, but it's still around 12% with moderate to severe deficiency, while the UK sees up to 30 to 70% deficient, especially in women, and Australia's at about 13% severe cases, though improving. If you're inland or not eating as much seafood, you might be one of them. It's very sneaky because our modern world makes it hard to get enough iodine. Think about how intensive farming has depleted iodine and other vital minerals from the soil right from the ground up, especially in inland areas far from the ocean where natural replenishment doesn't happen. Our food supply is getting more toxic too, with competing halogens like bromide, fluoride in tap water, and chlorine in pools and cleaners. All these crowd out iodine in the body, making it harder for your thyroid to grab what it needs. So what is bromide? It's the chemical cousin of iodine, a halogen found in things like processed foods, sodas, and fire retardants in furniture electronics. It can be toxic because it competes with iodine for space in your thyroid, potentially disrupting hormone production and leading to issues like fatigue or brain fog. Worse, high bromide levels are linked to thyroid dysfunction and even increased cancer risk in some studies. But why is it still in our food supply? Well, it's cheap, it extends shelf life for baked goods, and regulations lag behind the science. And the industry loves it despite the health concerns. And don't get me started on the sea life. While the ocean is a prime source, pollution like heavy metals, plastics, and even radioactive contaminants are making people wary of eating too much seafood and fish, potentially cutting off the natural iodine boost. Plus, with trendy diets swapping dairy for plant-based milks that aren't fortified or going low salt without alternatives, it's like the deck is stacked against us staying iodine deficient without even realizing it. So where can you get iodine in your food from? The ocean's your best friend here. Think seafood like kelp is loaded. Think 1000% of your daily needs in a small serving. Then there's fish like tuna and cod, shrimp, and dairy from cows grazing near the sea, and eggs. You might be thinking iodized salt is a solid go-to, but here's the deal. It's not as reliable as you think. Most of the iodine in iodized salt evaporates during cooking, storage, or even just sitting in your pantry, especially in humid conditions. Plus, the amount added can be too low to meet your needs, and many folks are cutting back on salt for health reasons like concerns over high blood pressure or increased risks of heart disease, stroke, and other issues. But here's the twist. You really shouldn't be cutting back on salt too drastically because studies show that very low sodium intake can actually raise the risk of cardiovascular events and death. It's that J-shaped curve where the moderate levels, around 3 to 6 milligrams per day, are optimal for health. So balance is key. Stick with iodized salt for a consistent iodine boost or focus on iodine-rich foods like seafood or fish, and don't go overboard on cutting out salt. Sea salt sounds fancy, but it's got way less iodine, so it's not your best bet for this. If you're vegan or avoiding salt, you'll need to get creative with sea veggies like nori or ami to hit your iodine goals. Get this, Asian populations, especially in Japan, who consume lots of seaweed tend to be healthier overall and live longer than folks in North America, with lower rates of cardiovascular disease, certain cancers, and all-cause mortality. Likely thanks to the minerals, fibers, and antioxidants in seaweed that support longevity and prevent lifestyle-related diseases. Can you use a supplement? Absolutely, and sometimes you should. The recommended daily dose is around 150 micrograms for adults, bumping it up to 220 micrograms if you're pregnant and 290 micrograms if you're breastfeeding. but some experts say 1,000 to 3,000 micrograms could be better for your optimal health, especially if you're detoxifying from stuff like bromide. Start low and chat with your healthcare practitioner because too much iodine can also mess with your thyroid, but the right amount, an absolute game changer. So what are the signs that you're iodine deficient? Well, listen up because these are relatable. Unexpected weight gain, constant fatigue like that you just can't shake off that afternoon slump, hair thinning or falling out, dry flaky skin, feeling cold all the time even in summer, brain fog where you forget to do the little things, and maybe a swollen neck called a goiter. You might also notice straight, long white lines running vertically on your fingernails. Those ridges can signal your body's struggling with nutrient deficiencies, including iodine. And mood dips, like depression or trouble concentrating, if this sounds like you might not just be getting old, but you could also be suffering from low iodine. So who should take iodine? Well, with over 2 billion people deficient worldwide and our food supply becoming depleted of essential vitamins and minerals due to pollution and processed foods, almost everyone could use a closer look at their iodine levels. Especially at risk are pregnant or breastfeeding moms for babies' brain development, vegans skipping animal products, folks on low sodium diets, or those living far from the ocean where soil's low in iodine. If you're exposed to fluoride in water or bromide in processed foods, you might need extra to compete with those toxins that mess with your thyroid. So why is iodine being stripped from our food supply? Well, modern farming and big corporation controls are depleting soils, especially inland. Plus, pollutions with halogens like bromide in breads and fire retardants and fluoride in water crowds out iodine. We're using less iodized salt and processed foods swap it for cheaper stuff. It's like our diets evolved, but not for the better. Levels have halved in 50 years. This is concerning when you think about how these systems prioritize profits over our health, leaving us scrambling to get enough of this vital nutrient. So why is it so important to supplement? Beyond basics, iodine detoxes those nasty halogens, supports thyroid for steady energy and weight, boosts brain power, especially in kids, and may lower risks of cancers like breast or prostate. It's key for metabolism, immune strength, and feeling like your best self. But don't go overboard. If you're deficient or you just want to maintain adequate iodine levels due to the lack within our daily diet, supplementing could flip the script on your fatigue and fog. Well, thanks for hanging out. Drop a comment if this hit home, like it if you're checking your iodine levels, and subscribe for more real health talk. See you in the next video. Stay healthy, guys.